All right. Good evening. Welcome back. We're glad to have you. Tonight's video comes to us from Brian over at Here's the Deal. It's a really good job on this video and talks about mag dumps. You know, every cop shooting that I hear every now anymore, it's always a mag dump. And I just can't figure it out. You know, they're spraying lead all over the place. Half the time, they're damn near, shooting at each other in some situations. You know, I would love, if there's a police officer out there, I would love to know, is that how you're taught in the academy, to just go until you're out of bullets, drop a mag, load another one, dump it, keep going? Is that why y'all dressed like you're going into battle, going, raiding door to door in Fallujah somewhere? You're not the military. You don't need all those magazines. That's what you have a SWAT team for. It's just ridiculous. And I'm seeing these video after video after video where they're just dumping everything they got, into a car or into a house. And there's already been many tragedies associated with this. Several innocent people have died because of this activity, and it's just getting worse and worse. But we're going to take a look at this video. You ain't going to believe this. Like I said, Brian did a hell of a job on it. Give me a minute here to get it pulled up. Share. There we go.
The story begins at 8:42 a.m. on November 12, 2023 on McLaren Circle when the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office received a call of a vehicle driving around honking its horn, disrupting the peace since 3 a.m. Another woman then called the sheriff's office for a separate incident, accusing 22-year-old Marquise Jackson of taking a vehicle and sending threats via text message and phone calls. According to the sheriff's office, Jackson arrived at the scene around 9:09 a.m.
Pat him down, please.
What's that?
Pat him down.
What I'm getting patted down for?
Do you have any weapons on you?
No.
Okay.
What I'm getting patted down for?
Because you're getting patted down.
Why?
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, I don't have no weapons
Okay.
on me. What's that like that? This is cute. Don't got no weapons on me. Hands on your pockets.
And you see they're giving him a thorough pat down. And he's done told him he has no weapons.
I ain't got no side.
Pay close attention to who did the pat down.
Let's do it. Let's see how far she want to take it.
Where's her car?
At her mom's house.
Let's see how far she want to take it.
Where's her car? Where's her car, Marquise?
Can I talk to her?
No.
Can I talk to her more?
Mm-mm.
He was detained, searched, handcuffed, and placed in the rear of Deputy Jesse Hernandez's patrol vehicle. The woman then completed an affidavit for a stolen vehicle. She told deputies Jackson had a silencer, but she wasn't sure where it was, and that he had more than one weapon. Obviously, this alone struck fear into the hearts of the officers who were on the scene. As Officer Jesse Hernandez returned with the victim's rights form for the woman,
I always wanted to be a cop.
other deputies had communicated that they found her vehicle.
Okay.
They found it.
Where is it?
1656 Hunt Club over here off MLK.
Heather Glenn.
Hernandez then approached the passenger side rear door of his patrol vehicle to do a secondary search of Jackson when he claims to have heard a pop sound, which he says he thought was a gunshot. He then said he believed he was hit.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
This is where both officers empty multiple magazines
Let's pull that back here a minute now.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Look at all these houses. All around here, everywhere. And let's watch next.
This is where both officers empty multiple magazines into the patrol cruiser where Jackson is handcuffed in the back seat. As you can see and hear from the body cam, Hernandez yelled shots fired about 4 times, fell to the ground, rolled, and began firing into the patrol vehicle, saying that he was hit. This, no doubt, sent shockwaves of fear and adrenaline.
And right here is his partner. He's firing all these rounds, and here she is right here. Any one of them rounds could have ricocheted and hit her.
Into the system of Sergeant Beth Roberts, which in turn caused her to begin firing into the vehicle.
Okay. Do you know your tag number off the top of your head? Okay, it's okay. What? Where? Right there?
What's notable here is that
Here he is, and she's in basically direct line. Like I said, any round could have gone through that window, through that car, could have ricocheted off and hit her.
that Sergeant Beth Roberts is taken aback by the claim that shots are fired. She says, "What? What? Where? Right there?" She has to take Hernandez's word for it because obviously she didn't hear any shots
Here he is crawling off.
fired. Nevertheless, she engages in her own mag dump tango, riddling the police cruiser with even more bullets with no regard for innocent human life. Surprisingly, and no thanks to the Okaloosa Police Department, Marquise Jackson escaped injury, and of course, no weapon was located.
Now, does that surprise you? Thank God they missed. And look at that. They dumped 3 mags that we know of. You know, he dumped 2 and she dumped 1 that we know of. And never hit a damn thing. But can you imagine that poor boy in the backseat of that car, handcuffed and bullets flying everywhere in every direction? You know, there's a comment he makes later on in the video, explains everything that was going on and how terrified he was, that all he did was just bent forward to try and hopefully prevent anything from hitting him in the head, and prayed. And that's all he could do, you know. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I just can't understand it. It's just baffles me. And, you know, Let me change this out here real quick. Heard of another mag dump.
Police who pulled over the driver. It was a county jailer.
A story you'll see only on WDRB. Valerie Chen investigates who was inside that car and tells us what information police won't release about the case.
Here at the Meade County Detention Center, the jailer remains on the job, under investigation by the Meade County Sheriff's Office just feet away. The jailer telling us he did nothing wrong after a traffic stop turned into a shooting.
Meade County, shots fired, shots fired.
A chase that Meade County jailer J.J. Scarborough says started after he saw a car roll through a stop sign. It would end with shots fired. Scarborough says he can't talk on camera about the case, but tells WDRB News he shot at the driver of a 2002 Chevy Cavalier like this in self-defense. But there is no public record of what happened the night of April 26th, or even an arrest citation for Patrick Joyner, the man who was behind the wheel. He's also the Brandenburg mayor's son. In an orange jumpsuit, Joyner heads into court charged with drug trafficking. After several calls from the public wanting to know why information about this case isn't being released, we started digging and asking questions. And we aren't the only ones.
I'm a little bit confused as to why. Are there two cases here, or is there just one? The one case I see here doesn't mention any of that stuff. But
Joyner's attorney wants to know why there's only an arrest citation on April 30th, detailing a search warrant for Joyner's car. Investigators say they found a scale and white residue that tested positive for meth. But there's no record of the chase 4 days earlier. Meade County officials say they are not releasing information publicly because it will be presented to a grand jury, which will decide whether to pursue charges against Joyner.
Where else have we heard about documents not being produced and can't be found? Does that sound familiar? Meade County, Hardin County. When I was stationed in Fort Knox, they used to hassle the troops back then. So it doesn't surprise me now that it's still as crooked as it was back in the 80s. Let's check out the rest of this story.
Scarborough says he was in an unmarked pickup truck with lights and siren when he pulled over Joyner, who initially stopped. With no body camera or dash cam video, WDRB requested all dispatch audio and 911 calls.
Of course,
and it gives
no
insight
video
into what happened that night.
I'm in active pursuit with a gray Chevy Cavalier, Hayesville Road.
The Meade County Sheriff wouldn't
We know
release
how
any
they feel about
information
cameras.
until nearly 2 weeks later, and we got this statement. The sheriff says Scarborough saw a passenger in Joyner's car get thrown from the vehicle, and Joyner took off.
And we're 710 between Hayesville and heading toward Gusto.
Dispatch says Ray Whited, the chief deputy.
And who else is involved? Our friend, Mr. Ray Whited, Barney Fife himself. We've already been seeing the cover-ups that's been going on there. And now here you see more of it. Whatever is going on in that county, it certainly needs to come to light, because there is more of the good old boy system going on there than I've seen in a long ass time. You know, the victim in the car it wasn't identified. There's no report, and JJ and Ray White right in the middle of it.
Deputy of the Meade County Sheriff's Department and David Greer, a Meade County constable, were also there. The jailer says Joyner's unidentified passenger started getting out of the car during the traffic stop, and Joyner then took off with his passenger hanging out of the car. Scarborough says he saw Joyner push the passenger out.
Meade County, see if you can get a unit out there across from the Ekron Baptist Church with 1200 chief deputy. He's got one out on the ground up there.
The jailer says the chase lasted.
The chief deputy has the victim out on the ground. It's just crazy what's going on nowadays. And what's going on in Meade County, the whole world's starting to look at. There's definitely a problem there. You know, especially when you got a jailer that is spending every day on the internet, here on YouTube, with a known convicted felon, 5-time convicted felon, has 5 pending felonies, is the only suspect in a capital murder case. He goes by the name of Frauded Wrangler, real name Michael Kaiser. On top of everything else, he's guilty of stolen valor. Look forward to the next video. We're going to be discussing all of that. Like I said before, if there's anybody out there that can answer my question, is this really how the police are trained at the academy, to dump off every freaking bullet they got? Man, I can't get over it. It just blows my mind. The recklessness that these cops have with a firearm. It's just unreal. All right, well, I'm gonna get off my soapbox for now, but y'all look forward to the next video coming out. We're gonna have a definite conversation about these two that we just talked about. If y'all enjoyed this, please, if you would, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumb up, leave a comment below. I'll do my best to answer all of them. I welcome any of your comments you want, trolls and whatever. I'm not bothered by that. If you got something you want to say, get it off your chest. I don't care. But I will do my best to answer them all. Our Constitution is under attack, and we've got to do what we can to protect it. You know, the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, those are our God-given rights to every man. You were born with them. No one gave them to you. No one could take them away from you. The Constitution was written by our forefathers to protect those rights and to safeguard them. And if you just think about it and look at, the very first thing they wrote was freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, freedom of assembly, and freedom to redress your grievances against your government. And the second one they came out with was you got the right to bear arms. You have the right to take up arms and to defend those rights. That's how they felt about it, that those were so important when they wrote that Constitution, that was number 1 and 2. And they're constantly under attack now. So we have to do everything we can to protect them. Thank y'all. We'll see you in the next video. This is Soul Sarge, and I'm out.